Rick, can you speak? I hear just a little static. Rick, are you trying to speak? I hear my sound. Well, Rick, send that in as a question, Rick, in writing, would you? Sorry about that. I wanted to try you, Rick. It shows your hand is still up. That may be accidentally, but send it in as a question if you would, and Jeff and I will watch the questions box down there. Sorry for the interruption, but if somebody's got something, we'll try to address it. I'll go back to doing it at the end. But anyhow, back to where we were in the presentation. The G in growth stands for get organized. You can look down your who, what, when, where, and how, and you know from your own business, your profession, your career, your home life, if you're not organized, at least a little bit organized, nothing ever gets done. And in membership, in general, you can ask overall about who's going to do it in your club, what they're going to do, when they're going to do it, where they're going to do it, why and how they're going to do it. We're going to go through several functions about membership. And let me digress and tell you the way I see today's presentation. As we go along and as we all get better at the technology, we can get pretty interactive on these. I think that will be something that we will be able to accomplish. But right now, I do think, because we have some who were show me, some who weren't, we have some chairs, we have some presidents, we have some assistant governors. By the way, our attendance keeps going up, which makes me feel good. But let me tell you that I think today I want to get us all on sort of the same background page about this. And that's why that I'm going over the very basic stuff of grow, G-R-O-Y, and the G for get organized. Can't even pronounce the alphabet. The R is recruit. The presidential citation is the way the president of RI says what is important for Rotary each year. Ray Klingensmith, many of you know from Kirksville, is the president of RI this year, right from our own district. And he put at the top of his presidential citation list, has your club adopted and used a valid membership recruitment plan, such as a 5-for-1 plan? Notice it says adopt and use. It says both of those words. And so you may be thinking, okay, adopting it sounds like my board of directors or club at a meeting, one of those two, however you do it in your club, and maybe both would be good. Involve the board in passing it, involve the club in also adopting it. And using it, of course, means to actually put it in place. But you may be thinking, what the devil is a 5-in-1 plan? Well, here, as you see, is a draft resolution. Now, by the way, this is on Jeff's website. Governor Jeff has the best website you will ever, ever, ever see. And if you go on the website, if you go on Jeff's website, you will see there that this member recruitment plan is right on the website there. It's off the shelf. All you've got to do is simply take it off, and you see what a 5-for-1 plan is that RI President Ray Klingensmith is talking about. It is where you have one of every 5 Rotarians be the head of a team leader. Then you have 4 others join the team. You can see they'll be appointed in any way. And that team has the goal to recruit 1 new member during the Rotary year. And, of course, as you can tell in the last paragraph, there can be contests that build off this, any way you can do it. In membership, we often talk about the I's. The first I is identify. You've got to some way find a way to identify the people in your area who might be Rotarians. If you carefully select, carefully identify those who might be Rotarians, you're a long way away down the road at getting people involved in Rotary. Of course, you can target specific people, specific types, specific professions, under 40s, women, men, whatever you need. Of course, don't overlook the obvious forms of recruitment. Your speakers can join Rotary, helpers on projects, people that see you observing projects, the recipients of your project, the recipients of your grant. I saw one club, the speaker didn't show up. They had a name-calling contest. And by name-calling, they didn't sit around and say bad things about each other. No, by name-calling, what they did was they simply went down a rough yellow pages approach, I would call it, in their community, and they said, what about the attorney? What about the barber? What about the chiropractor? They went right down the list of different professions and different groups, and they simply said, who do we know? Who knows that person? That is the recruitment or identification stage of it, and Ray has called that a 5-for-1 sort of approach. Then there is a very easy way to do it. There are 2 videos on Rotary.org. By the way, they're also on YouTube, I found out. When I went to Rotary.org, I found that they were also listed there on YouTube. RI has put them on YouTube, which I think is very creative. And this is the second I to introduce Rotary. When you've identified someone who might well be a Rotarian, then the issue is to introduce Rotary to them. And there are 2 short videos. Notice they're each about 4 minutes long. They're both on the Rotary website, is where they are. And they are very easy to link to. You can take an email approach. You talk to someone, you mention Rotary, you simply email them, and you say, here, click on this link and watch a 4-minute video. It's right there on the RI website. Watch a 4-minute video, and on the RI website, it's about us, and I call that a doing good in the world theme to it. And then there is the joining Rotary. That's under the, right next to the About Us tab is the Joining Rotary tab. And under Joining Rotary, it's more members' perspective on what's going on in Rotary. And so send somebody an email, put a link to either one of those little short videos that are on the RI website, and you have gone a long way to introducing them to Rotary. The O, G is get organized, R is recruitment, the O, and again we go back to the presidential citation, and of course to those of you who are presidents, I don't have to tell you that the natural goal of a club and of a president is to meet the presidential citation. It means you're in league with what President Ray Klingensmith's doing. It means you're in league with what Governor Jeff beside me is talking about. And so it asks, has your club developed and used an effective retention plan, such as a STAR program, to mentoring new members? You know, too many times in the past, and many years ago I was on a big membership deal, and we recruited a lot of people. You know, some of them never came to another meeting. Some of them didn't even come to their own orientation, but their own induction. I said the wrong word. But many of them we never saw again. They came 1 or 2 meetings, and I think the problem then is we were not thinking about the bigger picture of orienting and mentoring those who join Rotary. And you notice President Ray, again, has that at the very top of his list. And here's a plan. Again, it's on the district website. And by the way, I keep referring to the district website. You can often get there by Rotary 6040. Always remember it adds to 100. Rotary6040.org. And if it doesn't get there, I go on Google and put Rotary and 6040, and it gets to the Club Runner address. Club Runner is the name of the program for clubs that want to do websites. But here's a very simple plan. This is, I think, better than the STAR program, which has many more steps. I think this is easier to understand. You hear the pride of authorship here. Just put up with it. Anyhow, 1, have a membership chair. 2, notice there are 3 key, they're in red, components to a good orientation and mentoring program. The chair should hold an information session with a new member. The mentor should be present. The president should have an induction ceremony, and the mentor, appointed by the president, assist the new member. Now, at first you may say, this sounds like a lot of work.